In a broken wasteland, come to my fire. What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. I don't know if you can already hear the cats skitting around in the room on me. But anyway, yeah, total cool stuff. We have Matt and Chanel here. Did I say it? Chanel?
Yeah.
How is it? Okay.
You got it right
Because
first time.
Indiana is such a weird place that there's so many different pronunciations of names. It's stupid. Most people just mispronounce mine.
Like Louisville.
Yeah, like Louisville, Louisville, whatever, you know. But yeah, well, you know, like down here also we have Paola, which is Paoli, Indiana. And that's another that's another weird one that they mispronounce all the time. Or you might see Peckin, or you know, it's Pekin, Indiana. Right. You know, that lets you know from the southern part of the state where I'm from. But they are in the awesome band Night Killer from Indianapolis and adjacent areas. Am I right? Like,
actually, so we're further up north.
Okay, so whereabouts?
So
I'm from Wayne.
Yeah, like Fort Wayne and more Fort Wayne adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah. So about a couple hours north of Indy.
Okay, sweet. I haven't played in Fort Wayne ever, so I'm not too familiar with what is up there. I know there's a few cool clubs up there that are housing some metal now. So before we get into all the band talk, you know, since it is like Fort Wayne adjacent, how is Fort Wayne compared to, like, you know, like the Lafayette scene, or, you know, because Lafayette's got a couple of bars and like Indy's got a few awesome places. So tell me about Fort Wayne really quick.
Chanel, you want me to take this one?
Yeah, I think you'd have the better idea to compare it to Lafayette. Because that's kind of new.
Or just like wherever. Just give everybody out in Metal Forge Land a rundown of, you know, your guys' scene.
So Fort Wayne's cool. It's, I would say, like it had like phases where like has like a big punk scene and then metal scene. There's places like the Brass Rail that's always been great for punk music. Pierre's lately, that's kind of the big like venue in Fort Wayne. They've been hosting a bunch of metal bands and doing more like local metal bands too.
Sure.
There's a place that was called the Berlin, and then it changed to the Skeletoons, and then the Ruin. That was another like spot for metal bands to play. But now that's changed hands. So really, it's just kind of Pierre's and the Brass Rail is kind of your.
Now, does Pierre's have another? Is there something else around Pierre's also?
Well, they got what they call Stan's Room.
Yeah. And now, is that the big room that's up there?
No, so Pierre's itself would be like, that's like their main room, and then Stan's Room is like their more bar, like smaller room.
Because I saw somebody was playing up there later in the year, and it was like, what? Because it was like, I mean, it seemed like it was way too big of a show to be there.
Was it Corrosion of Conformity by chance?
Honestly, I can't remember who it was. No, Corrosion, I think. Corrosion, no, it was somebody else. Somebody, you know, more into like trad metal or something that's really big right now.
Okay.
And I was just like thinking that I was like, wait a minute, is that really gonna be a thing? Because like the band didn't I can't remember who it was. I'd have to look it all back up. And you know how the internet is. It's kind of like the Mandela effect. You see something one time and either you get flooded with like the set, like 49,000 reels of it, or you never see it again.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's probably what it is. It's probably the never seeing it again thing. But
well, the funny thing is, like, so Stan's Room, like, I guess Pierre's and Stan's Room, they've been doing that a lot though with like, so Stan's Room, like their smaller bar, they had 6 feet under in there. They crowbar played in there, and it's kind of the almost the equivalent of Black Circle, where it's
Okay.
small enough to where you're like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Well, and
Right?
that's the thing. You've been in music for quite a long time because you're also in Mobile Death Camp, right?
Yep.
And Mobile Death Camp's been around since at least what, 2006, 2007?
Yeah, around there. Let me see. Let me check my leg. I'm the 10th member according to my tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice. So,
it's been around for a minute.
and so you've been around, you know what's up. And I'm sorry, Chanel, not to think that you might have not have been, but this is
You're cool.
totally
You're totally right. I think
this is
you
totally
got both
like the thing
spectrums
of,
here.
Black Circle's got like a pretty good cap in that room. It's like 250.
Oh yeah,
So that's a pretty damn big place. And I always look at it as like, sometimes it's better to have a show that you're turning people away rather than having a show that is a half capacity show because it's a bigger room.
for sure.
You know, uh, I've often heard the term piss hole in a snowbank is what shows like that look like.
For sure.
So, and yeah, it's just kind of how it is. But anyway, we're here to talk about Night Killer and whatever else we can talk about. So tell everybody out in Metal Forge land about Night Killer.
Chanel, you
1,
want to
2,
take this
3,
one?
not it.
I don't have a tattoo to show, but I was the last one to join. So,
Are you the 10th
I know
member?
that, right? Yeah.
It sounds like something
No,
from
so,
Skyrim. You are the 10th member.
right? Only if I can be a part of the Daedra. But, no, I think it originally started about a little over a year ago with the singer guitarist Jeff and our drummer Peeps and bassist Funk. They just kind of wanted to play around, hang out, do something different because they've all been in different bands over the last 15, 20 years as well. And then Matt, I think you joined sometime. They
It
asked
was
you to join
sometime
that.
around this time. Yeah, it was shortly
Yeah.
after when I got involved. I guess Peeps had some crazy medical emergency.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and it was weird because like me and Jeff, like we'd always like bullshit like his band. I always was familiar with them, and then he was familiar with the stuff I was doing, and we just had like a cool like respect for each other. And we'd run into each other at shows, and be like, "Oh, dude, like we should guest on each other's shit. Like we should fucking. I'll come do a lead on your thing. You come fucking whatever." And we were gonna try that like a couple years prior, and it didn't work out. So he wrote me telling me that him and some buddies were getting this Night Killer thing around. And when he explained what it was, I was like, "Oh, well, that sounds fucking cool." And I didn't want to just be like, you need a Yannick Gears for your band? Do you need, because at the time there was already a second guitar player mentioned.
Sure.
So I was like, do you need 3 guitar players? Because that would be funny, but I don't. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Right. I mean, what's
So
Yannick really do?
like I'll just spin the guitar around for a while. It'll be fun. But then just some things had happened with the guy that was going to join. So then it became me and Jeff. But then Peeps had the medical emergency. So then like I had a little bit more time to learn the songs. But then it was kind of like, oh, when are we getting together?
Right.
But luckily Peeps is okay, and we were able to get together. And then I guess I always thought that Chanel was already involved. I didn't realize that maybe she was involved.
No. So yeah, it's kind of funny like how we've all trickled in after that medical emergency thing and he came back kicking and was ready to go. Sometime around like August, I think you guys had decided it'd be pretty sick to have some synth in this, thing we were making. So and I was looking for
Really
something
wrong.
creative to do. And Jeff was like, "You used to play piano, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, when I was like 6, but sure, I'll figure out how to pick that back up." So
That's
then
awesome.
then I kind of joins around August, and we've just been like having a really good time making, everyone's playing something new with this. I feel like it's been a really fun like venture for everybody, basically.
For sure.
That's rad as hell. Just because of again, having a synth player in a band is really cool because it does add so many different levels to it. Now, in quote a lot modern metal, whatever the fuck that is. Because I don't know about Fort Wayne or not, but I know I don't have any modern metal stations in my city. So whatever. But no, you don't see a lot of actual synth players. Either it's done in the studio and it's backtracked live, or or it's just done in a studio and not done live a lot of times. And to actually have a player, that's actually on stage with you, part of the show, whether or not, take back into the old school days with Ozzy, with John Sinclair and people like that, and even with Black Sabbath, I think was it Jeff Nichols maybe from
I'm not sure.
ELO was there on, but not like off to the side of the stage. But no, it's totally cool because it almost kind of it kind of makes me think of a time in like the 90s where a lot of heavier bands did have synth players and stuff, like, and I say heavier bands like Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson. For the time, they did have, synth players and stuff like that. So it's nice to see a band have somebody else like that.
For sure.
Yep. So what do you all have coming up? What's going on for the rest of 25 for the Night Killers?
Well, so right now we got a bunch of stuff that's not announced. I think, like you said, when this will drop, I think it's safe to say. So you mentioned Lafayette, so we'll actually be playing at North End Pub out in Lafayette with the Doom Room crew.
I love it.
Oh yeah, man, that place is fun. It's with like Master Hunter. Oh fuck, I can't remember. I remember Master Hunter for sure is on it, but it's gonna be the same Lafayette people, all the cool Doom Room kids, all the Thrasher kids hanging out.
Oh
so
sure,
it'll be fun.
And no, then, absolutely. It's an awesome place. I love how they go from year to year with the banner in there, where, sure. Yeah, that's such a cool idea, where this year's it'll have everybody who had a band play there last year.
Yep.
And that's so rad that, like, it's almost like when you walk into a place like Black Circle and you see it's stickered to high heaven with everybody's stickers. Exactly. And that's just like, to me, it's the same thing. It's just the venues doing it, and it's cool.
Hell yeah.
Such support.
Oh, I know. No, it's cool when a venue actually like cares about the history it has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not just like, well, we better paint over these stickers or something. It's like, no, keep them up. Like, cool shit happened here.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
And there's another one that I'll have to be all vague posty about, but we're as last I knew, we're doing a really neat Halloween show at that Stands Room place that I was telling you about.
It's Vanek, isn't it?
That's, I think, as much as I'm going to be able to say.
Dude, yeah, like Halloween shows kick ass in general. So definitely look forward to that stuff. Look forward to it. So now that we got all like that taken care of, what are we looking at album wise, EP wise? What are you all gonna do? How are because you're still relatively new, you're not on the Metal Archives.
Right, yeah, I know.
And so when I was like jumping into this, I'm like, they're not on here. So I'm looking up Matt and I'm just like punching the keys and shit. And it's just like
I noticed that recently because I can't remember what, I think it was like on Instagram where some people were like, oh, share your Metal Archives photo. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that, but I just like ended up on it again. And I was like looking at all the stuff that was wrong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. It was the hail shot thing, because technically that's over. So I was like, oh hey, my buddy Joe from Chicago updated that. So I was like, oh, okay, it's staying up to date. But then I noticed that Night Killer wasn't on. I was like, ah, shit, we gotta change that.
Yeah, dude, that is a kick-ass photo though. Is your battle vest red and black, like
No, that one.
bloodstained looking?
No, mine's all. I mean, for a long time it's been black, but that might be an
It
old
might just
photo.
be
Now
like
that I'm thinking
lens
about it,
flare or something.
that might
Oh,
be
it's
an old
lighting.
photo.
It's the lighting that makes it look that way. That's totally rad. But dude,
Yep.
you've got like the fucking Kerry King fucking wrist
Oh yeah.
gauntlet on, fucking with
Yep.
fucking 16 penny nails.
Yeah. So Chance Garnett from Skeleton Witch made that, and
Nice.
it was after he had left or whatever you want to call it. But I had he started making leather, and I was like, oh, that'd be fucking cool. And for Hail Shot, that was synonymous with me with that thing. It was like that thing was always on. And then so when I started doing the Night Killer stuff, like Amanda and my wife and a bunch of people were asking, like, you gonna wear the gauntlet? Like, fuck that thing. I don't want to wear that fucking thing. Because how many times my fucking hair got caught in that fucking thing?
That's got to be honestly, that's like the worst thing. I've got a piece for from Babe Hammer, Amy.
Okay.
Amy Lee Carlson. Shit, I had a brain fart there for a second,
It's all
and
good.
I have to make sure that I don't, because in like Ice Howl, I'll wear that, like
Sure.
that gauntlet, but like, and I'll wear a sweatband on the other wrist, and I have to make sure that I don't,
Oh yeah.
like smack myself in the face with it, because
I almost
it doesn't have sharp spikes, but it's got, some studs on there that are fucking
oh yeah.
that'll damn well hardway your ass.
That's the thing with those nails. They're not I mean, they're dull-ish, but they still got a good point on them.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's a venue, it was in like Akron, Ohio, I think. Hail Shot was
Empire?
playing. What was that?
Is it Empire?
No, but Empire's cool. This was like Chuck's Steakhouse or something. It was it was a neat spot. It was cool, but
Dude,
the
that
stage
would be
like
great.
just yeah.
Playing at a
Just play,
steakhouse.
I don't think they had steak.
Oh,
Now that I'm
it
thinking
sounded like
about
you
it,
said steakhouse.
oh, I did, but I don't think they
Oh
had steak.
my gosh. Fucking
It's
tenderizer.
advertisement.
No shit. Chuck's
um,
Steakhouse where there's no steak.
but when we were there, I almost took out a fucking waitress's face with my gauntlet because we were walking
Oh
off
shit.
stage, and I went to go move my arm, and the steps were like right by her face, and it was a close call.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
I can only imagine it being up at Empire in Akron and fucking just like falling into the wall with that thing on or something. You get
Yeah,
stuck because anybody who's never been there, it is shaped like a fucking Quonset hut,
yeah,
and on the inside it's nothing but fucking like sheet metal.
yep. Sheet metal and like neon lights. That's all I remember of that
Yes.
place.
Yes. And like the weirdest shit ever, like that was the first show I ever experienced fucking in-air dropout at, because of the
Oh,
fucking
okay,
building being fucking metal.
that's
It's like,
awesome.
what? Where'd everybody go? I had to pull out a fucking ears. Shit, man. Crazy
That's
stuff.
rock and roll, bud.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Oh,
So
yeah.
anyways, we were going to talk about like albums before we tangented off, and as you can see, I say we're going to break off to what's called derailed,
Hey,
but that's really just an excuse for me to cut in a song.
okay.
And so, but the whole show is this, it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
like, hey, you remember that place?
Yep. Oh, yeah, man.
So anyway, music, what are we doing? How are we recording? What are we recording?
Chanel, you want to take that one?
Well, we've got the 3 songs that we recorded last Halloween. So those are already streaming on all of the things that are out there. And then I know we're definitely all itching to get a full album out there. We definitely have the material. Um, I just don't think we have an ETA on that just yet. Still kind of
Yeah.
ironing out the details. But we're definitely wanting to do it. We're wanting to make a full length album. If you ask Jeff, I think he wants to even redo the 3 that we have to put on that. So, he's kind of that driving force, how to put all that together. So, but that's for this year. And then, yeah, we're just looking for other places to play. And like you said, we're brand new. So we're still looking to get ourselves out there to, spread the good word.
Fuck yeah. No, absolutely. And so that's been something, okay, a couple of things in there, a bit to unpack. First off, obviously the Spotify links and all that are going to be listed. But you had mentioned possibly re-recording the 3 songs from last year and putting them on there, which is something that's always been interesting to me. Like I've always said, like to me as being me as an artist, once the song is released officially, I have to let it go.
Sure.
Like I can't re-record it for the next album or years down the road. Maybe if it's like a live recording or something like that, that's different. But how do you all is that a thing that you all are
I
how do
think
you all do that?
it comes from the fact that, if you think about, we really became a full group in August, September, and then we decided we wanted to have this out for Halloween. That was like kind of what we thought was like a kickboard to go off of. So really, like, I didn't really know how to play the synth that well. I just focused every day working on those 3 songs only. Now I'm a little bit more experienced. We all have been together more and made more songs together. We know how we work together. So I think it's more of an idea to see, changing things up a little bit now that we're way more experienced as a group together and what we can do with those.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's really cool
Matt, you
because
can correct me or if you feel differently, I guess.
well, I mean, the
Spot
way
on.
I take that is, as being confident in your parts that you played and wrote for the song, versus now, and you might play something a little bit more intricate, or you might play something more, what I always refer to as cost effective versus what I mean is like you did it the hard way the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've adapted a way to play it easier, and so you're more cost effective on the way you do it. And so that's totally cool too. I've always experimented that stuff live. It's like,
Oh yeah.
what if I just played it in this position? What the fuck is wrong with me?
I mean, yeah, to be fair, I think we already are doing that live. I know that Savage Streets, that's one of our favorites, and we're already playing that differently than what was recorded.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've only had the 2 shows, but we definitely have evolved on that one already and have switched up different parts, vocals, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's fun.
Now, are you all doing this the way that most musicians today and in our field are doing this, where you recording this stuff at home and and doing the mix and master yourself, or sending mix and masters? You going to studios?
So for the EP we did, we went to a place called Chip Tooth Audio. It's just like north of Fort Wayne. A buddy of ours named Dan Keneally. And that's that Brass Rail place I'd mentioned. He ran sound for there, and he's been in a bunch of bands from around here. He's a good friend of ours. And it was interesting. So like we were doing like pre-production. I've dabbled with some self-recording at home. So we were able to do a lot of pre-production here and get like as close to the final product as possible. And then we would send it over to Dan and be like, here's kind of the blueprints, if you will. And then we were just able to walk in and basically have everything mapped out, ready to go.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mixture of all that. We were able to do a lot of it ourselves, but then for the final thing, we went to Dan to have it done.
Nice. Is that what you all are planning to do for the possible full length?
Not 100%. We've discussed it, but then there's like a couple of bucket list studios. I know some of the other members are wanting to hit up, and
Sure.
And then like there's a buddy of mine, a guy named Anthony Esposito. He recorded the last Mobile Death Camp EP that I was on with them, and he fantastic. He's Jakey Lee's bass player in Red Dragon Cartel, and he like worked with Ace and a bunch of people. So it's like I was a fanboy working with him, and like he has a great studio and it's fucking awesome. But the problem is he lives in Pennsylvania, so then it's like, well, how the fuck are we all going to get out to Pennsylvania?
Right.
So
and
right now, just kind of like weighing options, seeing what's the most like realistic approach, and then go from there.
I think Affirm is this generation's like musician's friend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that, because you could totally book Expedia trips on Affirm and pay over time, people. You might need to
tell me that.
Yeah, look into that, because that's a great idea. Now, one of my things is like I've always wanted to record to tape, especially like 2-inch tape and stuff like that. But it's so as much as digital was so expensive back 20 years ago to record with, tape has just shot up so much,
Sure.
Now you're looking at, $100 a reel and stuff like that or more. And yeah. So, was that ever, would you all ever have done that if you had the opportunity?
I guess for me, I think probably just because of how like, I don't know what's the right word. Like, I guess, so like Jeff, I guess he's like the flagship poster boy for this. Like he's very much a 80s like dude. If you told him he could throw like a single on an 8-track and like, you know what I mean? Like it's all recorded analog.
There's companies that do those now. Savage Master had an 8-track come out.
They sure did.
And it was like $50, but it's a thing. And
it's cool as fun.
If you're familiar with Belushi Speedball,
definitely
weird ass merch is definitely the way to go, because from
the pizza single,
from the pizza single to the Furby to the Game Boy Advanced.
I think they had that, and then they had an
N64 cart too.
That sounds right. Yeah. Shout out to Vinny.
Shout out to Vinny. I haven't seen it. I send him goofy messages occasionally where it's like something that is directly tied to their band that I'll see in like some kind of like, I haven't done one for a minute, but like the biblically accurate Furby where it's like a Furby with like 100 eyes on it. And so I'll just like see those occasionally, see weird stuff that's like about them, and just be like, send it over. Send it over.
He needs to see that.
He does. He's good people. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Got to bring you all down to Louisville. Maybe we could get something like that going on later this year. switching over to some questions about you all as people with derailed. These are just whatever happens kind of questions. And I'd usually like to answer some stuff as well when I get these. Is first question is, what brings you joy?
Oh man, how can you choose one thing?
Yeah.
It didn't say I didn't say what one thing brings you joy, just what brings you joy. My cats bring me joy. Putting out awesome podcasts, like showcasing awesome fucking bands today, like you all. That brings me joy because I get to turn people on to new shit. So
hell yeah, dude. So, Chanel, do you wanna give your answer?
Yeah, I think being creative, it's been really fun doing Night Killer, just gotta be schmoozy about that. But I mean, that's definitely why I wanted to join because being creative in a variety of different ways. Like I like to be a jack of all trades and not just be like pigeonholed into something. So yeah. And if we're talking cats, I gotta say my dog. I have a big giant floof who's also the best gear
Damn
tech, we call
straight.
her. Yeah.
what kind of
So she
dog?
likes to help out. She is a golden Newfie, so golden retriever mixed with a Newfoundland. So big, hairy, and slobbery,
Oh my
but we
gosh,
love her very, very
big
much.
baby.
Cuddles.
Well, I'd like to get on the show occasionally, so you might see one of them jump up here if I ignore them too much.
One of my boys brings me joy. Garf, he's down on my feet right now. I thought he was gonna be more vocal during this.
What's his name? Garth?
Well, so it's Garth, like Garth, like like Wayne's World Garth.
Yeah.
But when I first saw him, is a orange cat, like orange tabby cat, and we started calling him Garfield. And then I can't go 5 minutes without making a good pun.
Sure.
So I was like, oh well, what if it was like Sammy Hay Garfield? And then it was, what if it's Sammy Hay Garthfield, or just short for Gearf?
Dude,
but yeah,
that's so funny.
But on the bringing joy question, for me, it's my wife. She's put up with my adventures and bullshit far beyond the point where she has to. She's always super supportive. The cats, Garth and Kiki downstairs. I'm sure Kiki's sleeping somewhere near here. They always make me smile when I'm in here making noise, and they come in here and start batting on my legs, tell me to shut the hell up. But family, my dad, just friends, being able to do the Night Killer thing, being able to do all the hail shot stuff I did over the last 15 years. Good Lord. I think my knee popped. But yeah, just stuff with mobile death camp, like all the cool shit that I've been able to do. Like I'm super fortunate. But yeah, just ultimately family, pets, friends, riffs.
Fuck yeah.
Riffs.
Fuck yes. Riffs for days.
Yeah, man.
Riffs for days. What is the worst thing someone has ever said to you? Riffs for days. No.
I'll put them on the list if that's it. I guess I had one immediately pop into my head. I had a teacher, didn't say it directly to me, but basically she was walking a little bit ahead of me and my friend. She was talking to another girl that was in my grade, and the girl had mentioned something about me and my buddy, and then she was like, oh, they're never going to amount to anything. They'll be fine. And we just happened to turn the corner when I heard her say that, and she looked at me like just fucking like she saw a ghost, and I was like, you bitch. Like, and then she tried like writing me a letter later to apologize, and I'm like, fuck off. So just shit like that. Like when people try to put me down,
No.
it's like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah. Same. I did.
Yeah, that sucks. I was gonna say something like that. Or the first thing that pops into my head is anytime you get that, and someone doesn't call you, and then they call you and they're asked or whatever. Like, I feel like that's kind of first. Some said to me, I don't know if that's really the stuff you're looking for, but that's what popped into my head
No,
first.
that's totally, that's just like, yeah. wild stuff.
Oh yeah.
How do you politely, sorry, cut that, fix that. How do you properly say goodbye to somebody who has died?
I'm giving you a big old hug first and foremost, if I can. If I can.
Yeah.
If you know. I'm just telling
I
you love
guess,
them. If you do.
yeah, that's always huge. Um, I guess for me, thanks to my little adventures, I've gotten kind of like self-proclaimed good at that. I went on this whole little adventure of like visiting like musicians or like people or just people in general that are like meant a lot to me. Like we'd go to some show in like Chicago and I'd be like, oh, like this person's buried here. This person, like Howlin' Wolf's buried here, Muddy Waters. And it's just, we were just up in Detroit. A singer, Jackie Wilson, from like the 50s and 60s.
Sure.
I listen to that dude every single day. And he's always made me like super stoked to just, if I'm ever in a shitty mood, just pop a Jackie Wilson record on. And just you'll be tapping your toes and shit. So whenever I go to like either a celebrity's grave or a loved one's grave, it's just like Chanel said, you just tell them you love them. Just thank them for everything they ever did ever.
I think personally,
good, bad, it all meant something.
Yeah. I always tell them to rest easy.
Yeah.
When I'm there,
Got to.
for sure. That's definitely a thing, because life's fucking hard. So yeah, rest fucking easy.
Yeah, dude.
What is the most ridiculous fact you know? I feel like Matt could come up with something crazy here.
Something.
He can.
That's always the funny thing when someone's like, oh, like what's the this, like what's the most ridiculous thing? And then you're like, oh, but if someone's like, what, just some random fact question, like what singer did blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh, this fuck guy, so it's like always trying to just think of one. Fuck. Gotta be something.
I think for me, the most random fact I know is that a whale's anus extends to over 3 feet when making a bowel movement.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I love that you said that because I'm over here like, I know a bunch of random history stuff and animal stuff, and the first thing that pops in my head is how hyenas give birth. And the females give birth through their clitorises instead of the normal place. I feel like that's just wild. No one ever knows that, and it's horrific to think about. But there you go. There's some Sunday dinner talk.
Or, like English bulldogs have to be delivered by C-section because their head and shoulders are too big to pass through.
Okay, I did.
Oh my goodness.
This is a perfect example. Sometimes you just need something to spark inspiration to think about something. Did you know? Here, I'll give you guys a fucking example here. Did you guys know that when flies fuck, they're going like this? They're all going like fucking. They're going from the back.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Until I was getting ready to go play a show, and I'm getting ready to load out, and
you see 2 flies porch, ass to ass.
Dude, no, like the fly, like they're both fucking. What's fucking? They're doggy styling.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm staring. I'm like, is that what's happening here? And I'm like, well, I'll be damned. And I snapped a photo. It was on my new camera, so it was all like high res and whatnot.
Oh my god! Fucking
wow! Look at that.
That's what I have a friend who yes.
Hey,
okay,
that's fine.
I have a friend who does macro photography. So it's like super fucking detailed close up, fucking like 1,000 times in, like zoomed in type stuff.
Oh man,
that's what he needs to fucking doing his daytime job. It's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
just
It's interesting.
insects mating at super close fucking like super res.
And
Um,
fucking like you've never seen before.
which celebrity? And I say celebrity because musicians I think can be involved in this as well too. Which celebrity did you have a crush on as a kid?
Oh, I know that one.
Oh,
So now you going?
David Boreanaz. I'm a girl, of course, yeah. David Boreanaz, who played Angel in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series. He's my first love. Still love him. He's phenomenal. He's still kicking ass in his
Hell,
older years. So, yeah.
Cool.
so for me,
Mhm.
Amanda always gives me shit about it, but it's Selma Hayek in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
How can you not?
Understandable.
But then shortly
Selma
after
Hayek was
that,
definitely there.
Pam Grier and Foxy Brown.
Interesting, because I was gonna say it's kind of like the snake eating its own tail here, because you said Salma Hayek in From Dusk Till Dawn, but the first film I remember seeing her in was Desperado.
Oh, okay.
Which is with
Mhm.
Antonio Banderas and Robert Rodriguez also.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, there you
And
go.
then you said the thing, Pam Grier and Foxy Brown. What?
Yep.
Yeah. And isn't that Tarantino?
Well, he did Jackie Brown.
Jackie
but
Brown.
It also has Pam's in that one too.
That's where I'm getting at. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So actually, here's an interesting thing. Cindy Crawford was one for me. And when I was a kid, they published books, and I don't know how old you all are, so you probably know what I'm going to talk about. But for the younger listeners out there, they used to publish books with celebrity fan club addresses in there.
Yeah.
And like I wrote to the fan club address and got an autographed 8x10 back.
Hell
and
yeah.
did she sign it? I don't know, but like,
Doesn't matter.
I mean, I still, and this was probably like 1993 or 4. I still have that picture, and it's in a frame
Nice.
in my other bedroom, next to my Jerry Lawler kicking the shit out of Bret Hart.
Brad, nice.
Poor Brett.
I seriously hope they bring him back to referee the Gunther Goldberg retirement match.
Man, I haven't been keeping up enough, but I heard about that, and it's like, do we need another Goldberg match?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Um,
But yeah, if Lawler's a part of it, I'm in.
Yeah, I get that.
Just for the spectacle.
What food out there is just absolutely appalling that you never want to try, just based off of the look?
Tapioca pudding.
Really?
Oh, I can't. Texture and just nope, can't. Like that.
It's got a
slang.
It's got a slang name.
A sly name.
Slang. I've heard it referred to as frog eye pudding.
Yep.
But that makes it spooky and cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't know. Haggis.
Ooh.
Oh, haggis is
I
good.
could understand that.
From what I've heard of it, I think I'm okay.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's like it's Scottish meatloaf.
Okay.
When you think about it. But no, I don't like organ meat personally. Like I no liver, no, can't do it. Just so yeah, I'd be out on haggis also. My cheat answer for this is gonna be the dining room scene in the Temple of Doom.
Okay.
None of that shit. No bugs, no
None of
snakes,
it.
no bugs, no snakes, no fucking eyeball soup, no chilled monkey brains, none of it. Not even the fucking fruit on the plate after the scene, just because.
Just because it's there.
Just because it's there. I have one more question.
Ever.
What's that?
That's one of my absolute favorite movies.
Oh, it's great. I love it. I mean, okay, so now we're gonna fucking tangent into Indiana Jones.
Bring it on.
So the opinion of pretty much a lot of people, Crystal Skull, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Chanel, you want to give yours because my answer's kind of lengthy and dumb.
Oh no, you're gonna expose my the rock I live under. I've not seen an entire Indiana Jones. None of them.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I'm sure it's on Jeff's list to like.
That's cool. I mean, that like.
Okay. Just means we have a band. We have a band party to arrange.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So I'm sure. Yeah.
Nothing but Indiana Jones.
All of the other just like terrible B movies that I'm exposed to all of the time through Jeff, and like, but any of those like super popular movies just don't make it.
Films of quality, I think you mean.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, the best quality.
Yes, only the best from Sir Spielberg, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to watch a good, Spielberg film, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them that are great.
Oh yeah. But for me, so ultimately the answer now is like, yeah, it's kind of a thumbs up. I don't care. I'm over the whole like it's fucking got aliens in it and everything. Spoiler, Chanel earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
But when that came out, I went to go see it with my dad, and I was all excited, and I was indifferent. I went and hung out with some buddies that night. I got kind of shit-faced, and then I ranted for about 20 minutes about how I was pissed off about Indiana Jones.
That's great.
So, at first I was young, I was emotional, I was fucking distraught. What did they do to my poor Indy? But wow. It's fun. It's goofy. It's a turn your fucking brain off movie.
For me, it's kind of like that.
Yeah,
it's on the teeter there, but only for one scene.
Okay,
only for one scene in the whole movie, and it has nothing to do with the aliens. I think that's awesome personally, because it explains, it's a great theory that aliens walk among us. They're just interdimensional. They're just on technically a different plane. But like, sorry, spoiler alert, maybe. That's what I took from it.
Chanel,
earmuffs.
No, it's okay. We haven't talked about Shia LaBeouf yet in it.
It's the monkey scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where Shia LaBeouf is like swinging through the vines with the monkeys because they look at him and say, he's one of us. He has the same haircut.
Yep.
And I'm just like, what? But no, the ants, fucking shit. The cemetery, cool shit. The fucking when they cut the fucking thing open, that's great shit. It looks great. Dial of Destiny, I think, is good.
Dial of Destiny was fun.
It's all fucking car chase.
And that's like, okay.
Oh, it totally is. Totally is. Hell yeah. So one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links, they're listed below. So please give a like, a share, and a follow. If you edit the Metal Archives, get off your fucking ass. Add this band to the Metal Archives. So actually it's like, hang on, here and here, add their band to the Metal Archives because they need to be on there. Because even though there's a lot of shit that could be wrong, it still does get a lot of stuff right. And, being a database of nerdism on metal is so crazy because like I love going on there because they do goofy shit. Like you could look up, say, Kill 'Em All, for example, and it shows every single pressing of Kill 'Em All that's ever been done. And it's just like, oh, look at this. It's so fucking rad. I just love archival stuff.
That's why I love Discogs.
Yeah, it's the same thing, you
Right.
know, and they'll tell you how many are scanned in, how many are known to exist.
Yep.
Like take the green misprint of Ride the Lightning. There are only 400 of those known to exist.
That's rad.
Yeah, totally cool stuff. So like I said, as always, links are listed below. Give likes, shares, follows. Do you all have anything else you'd like to promote or shout out today?
I think I'm good. Just keep an eye out. We'll be coming here pretty soon.
You too, Chanel?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I feel like we should have more, but no, like we keep talking, we're trying to get out there.
Shout out to all the people who give help and help out and come to shows. I'll give those shots out for sure. Mm-hmm. Bam. What do you think is on the opposite side of a black hole? What do you think when you go into a black hole, what are you going to see?
I don't know.
Probably just other galaxies.
Yeah, like something cool like that, or like, you know, on a real answer, like I guess part of me would just think it'd be hilarious that it's just kind of like a mirror effect, like it just kind of you're back into the same thing.
Wow. So like it's like the thing where it jumps in and then comes right back out.
Yeah.
It's like
Twilight Zone shit. Like, I don't know. But then, then there's also like the goofy little shithead side of me that's just like, oh, it'll just be a bunch of fucking pancakes flying everywhere and fucking
I think you'll see like reverse light speed, I guess. Like how when you in Star Wars, how they show this, and somewhat in Star Trek where they'll show the stars start to shift into like lines.
Yeah.
But imagine that going the opposite direction away from you.
That'd be tight.
It'd be wild stuff.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Dudes,
brother.
Thank you all so much, Matt, Chanel. I appreciate you all for doing this. On our way out today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. On our way out from Night Killer, what do you all want to play?
What do you think,
Matt,
Chanel?
You choose.
Well, I guess we should probably just close off with the the title track from the EP from the band known as Night Killer, playing Night Killer.
Oh, yes.
Night Killer.
Hell yeah. As you heard.
It's always a favorite.
Hell yeah. This is Night Killer off the EP. Night Killer from the band Night Killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pretend all
killer, just a memory. Night killer, taking hopes and dreams away. Night killer, your fear is all I crave.
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now.
Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire.